Morning guys, morning. Another month down. Crazy. This year is flying by. But we're already up to our March in review. And be warned, I'm not going to go into too much detail because there was a lot in March. I think I read 16 books in March, and some of them were big books. I don't know, I just was really on a reading kick and knocked way more than the 10 that I had set for myself out. So yeah, we're going to go through and we're going to talk about all the books that I read in March, just like we do every month. Some of them have their own videos, some of them I did not do personal videos on, like reviews of. And so the ones that I didn't do reviews of, I'll pay a little more attention to, obviously, in the video, as far as what I thought of them. So let's get started, and let me put my little graph in here of everything that I read in the month of March. So like I said, lots and lots of books in the month of March. I'm still going on this thing. I'm so proud of myself, my reading log. Because I really thought, you guys, I was going to use this for like 2 weeks and never touch it again. But I'm getting ready to have to start on my second one. So I'm proud of myself. I stuck to something artsy or craftsy. I stuck to it and didn't just do it for like a short amount of time and then quit doing it. So that's a win for Lauren over here. Okay. First book that I read in the month of March was Warbreaker. So good, so good. I have a whole video on it. All of my Sanderson that I read, what all did I read? Warbreaker, Words of Radiance, which I gave a 10 out of 10 on this channel. Never done that. Like, perfect score on this channel was Words of Radiance. I read Edgedancer and Dawnshard and Oathbringer. I read 5 Brandon Sanderson books this month. It's a lot in 1 month. So, and I am currently reading, if you can see it behind me, Rhythm of War. So I plan to be all caught up on a lot of Sanderson stuff this month. I'm going to read Rhythm of War. I think there's one more novella, and then The Lost Metal. And I'll be all caught up with the exception of Tress, which I don't really think goes along with it, but it is in the realms, so I may read Tress, I may not read it this month. We'll see. So that was all the Sanderson that I read. Then I also read an amazing series, Powerless, Flawless, and Heartless. That series, Elsie Silvers, I believe, did that one. I'm also trying to remember the author that goes with the book for 16 books right now, y'all. So give me a little leeway. But I have a whole video on that series because I really enjoyed that series. I thought it was fantastically done smut. Like, the smut to romance in that 3-book series is really good. I'm waiting on pins and needles for the 4th book to come out in June. So we read those 3 books. They were really good. The Housekeeper. The Housekeeper was good. It wasn't like outstanding, but it was good. It was good. Lots of ums in this one, sorry. As far as thrillers go, it was good. It was probably, I'd say, a 3.5 out of 5. It kept my attention and I read it quickly. But it wasn't great. It wasn't outstanding. It wasn't anything that made me go, oh, wow, that one blew my mind. Like Layla did. Layla was incredible. Blew my mind. Never had seen that storyline done before. Got a whole video on Layla and what I loved about that one. Read Electric Idol. That is the 2nd book in the Olympus series that Katie Robert has, right? I read Neon Gods last year sometime. And then I had Electric Idol on hold at the library for a few months, and I finally read that this month. And I'm glad that I did. It was good. It was spicier than Neon Gods, so I enjoyed it. The Hades, Persephone, New Olympus stuff is good. I like it. It's not my favorite genre. It's not like what I really sink my teeth into, but it's good and I can appreciate it, and I enjoyed the book. I didn't dislike the book. We're already on to the second row. Better Than the Movies. I loved that book. I am so excited that I read that book. I have a video on that one as well. But it really, really was good. If you have not read Better Than the Movies and you like that genre of YA romance, coming of age type stuff, so any of the Summer I Turned Pretties, what else was a book that was made into a show? Oh, P.S. I Love You's, not P.S. I Love You. What is it called, you guys? Why am I literally... To All the Boys I've Loved Before. Those books, or Netflix show, if you liked any of that, you'll like Better Than the Movies. I really, really enjoyed it. It was fantastically done. One Pucked Up Pack. Okay, this one I did not do a video on, but I loved it. It was so good. It is reverse harem, but it is done so freaking well. Sarah Blue, I think, is the name of the author. Holy moly, is it good. She does reverse harem really well because she makes it make sense. Like, a lot of times, I feel like with reverse harem, I'm like, those 3, 4, whatever, however many men are not going to share one female. It doesn't make sense. There's going to be fights. There's going to be disagreements. There's going to be jealousy. This isn't going to work. But Sarah Blue, the way she does One Pucked Up Pack, really, really makes sense. She brings, like, some alpha and omega stuff into it. There's hockey. So if you're a hockey romance girl like I am, it is well done. It is really, really good. And the guys in that are just... Anders is like book boyfriend. I love Anders. So, yeah. Read that. It's really, really good. One Pucked Up Pack. There is a second book coming out next year about the MC, the main character's best friend. So, One Pucked Up Pack was amazing. I read Nyx, NYX. This was a TikTok book that I found, and it was purely pretty much spicy smut. There was some story. It is about an MC, a motorcycle club, and Nyx is like the enforcer for it, and he falls in love with one of the MC's daughters, and it was good. The story, honestly, was better than I expected. But if you're looking for a really good, easy, smutty read, Nyx was it for me. They have a whole line of stories about these guys. Every guy in the MC has their own story, and they're probably all really solid, because book one, Nyx, was really good for me. So, really, really liked that. Then She Was Gone. That one was really good, honestly. I waited a long time on the hold at the library for that one. And essentially, it's a thriller. And this woman's teenage daughter goes missing. And like 10 years later, she meets a man whose daughter looks exactly like her missing teenage daughter. But the daughter's like young. It obviously couldn't be her, because the daughter's like 10 years old, like 9 or 10 years old. And just all the crazy stuff that happened back then behind the scenes. I really liked that it didn't wait until the end to give you like a big reveal. You kind of were following along with multiple story points where you were the mother on some points, and then pretty early on in the book, it was giving you flashes of what was actually happening to the daughter. So you knew kind of what the gist was going on. You didn't know whether or not the girl was related to the daughter or not, the little girl, or if the daughter was alive or not until the very end. But you knew what was happening. You knew more than what I feel like a lot of books give you lately. Like a lot of times I'll read a thriller and it will just try to keep everything really confusing until the last chapter or the last 10 chapters and then try to pull the rug out from under you. And this book didn't do that. You kind of followed along with multiple storylines, and I thought it was really well done and it was really good. So I thoroughly enjoyed that. And was that everything? Was that all 16 books? 5 books, Brandon Sanderson. The Housekeeper, Powerless, Lawless, and Heartless. Oh no, Sea of Tranquility. Okay, I'm going to do a whole video on, because I'm reading also tandem reading with Rhythm of War. I usually have one book in my hand reading, like a physical book, and then one book on Kindle if I'm reading a physical book. Just because I like to lay in bed at night and read, and that's difficult with books, particularly that size. So I'll often be tandem reading something like shorter, not as intense as this, while I am reading a book like that, the massive book. So I'm reading another book by, I want to make sure I get the name right. It's Emily St. John Mandel. Let me check the name because I really want to make sure I get this right. Okay, I was right. I had the name right. Emily St. John Mandel. I read last month Sea of Tranquility. My cousin texted me, and she's an avid reader like myself, and was like, have you read any of her work? I just finished Sea of Tranquility and absolutely loved it, and I know that you're going to absolutely love it. So I was like, ooh, I'm intrigued. So I read Sea of Tranquility, and it was so good. It's only like 200 to 250 pages. I think all of her work is about that length. But the Sea of Tranquility was so good. It was kind of about, I guess, consciousness and time travel, and can you stop events from happening or not? And oh my gosh, it was just so good. And honestly, it was so much bigger than anything I could explain. Like, that's her work. They make you think so hard about things that, I don't know, you almost can't even explain what the book is about to a certain point. But it's really good. Mind-bendingly good. And very easy to read. Like I said, they're 200 to 250 page stories. Currently reading her book, Station 11, which somebody recently told me is a TV show on some platform. I don't know. You can, if you are a TV watcher instead of a book reader, you can probably Google Station 11 show, and it'll come up. This one has started out like a massive pandemic, and now it's dystopian, but I'm only 13 or 14 chapters in. It's very good. It's a very quick read once again. I'm definitely becoming an Emily St. John Mandel fan. I plan to read everything that she has. So yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying Station 11 as well, which is another book I'm currently reading. You'll hear more about it next month, as well as Rhythm of War. I'm also starting my annotation journey with my favorite book. Let me see if I can find what I picked up. My favorite book, Outlander, there on the bottom underneath Rhythm of War. I got some annotation strips here, and I don't know if I'm going to bring you guys along on this journey or not, strictly because I've never done it before. So let me know if you guys want to see my first book that I do, or if you guys want me to do a couple and get decent at it and then bring you along to do one. But I'm starting with Outlander. It was my very first ever favorite book. I read it for the first time when I was 19. I have a, how long have I been on YouTube? 3-year-old video on Outlander, but I have since grown a lot as a YouTuber. So I may go back and revisit that as I'm annotating it. I keep wanting to say anointing, and I know that's not right. As I'm annotating the book, I may go back and do at least another Outlander review, because I like to do that every 5 or so years. I feel like if you reread a favorite book every 5 years, it's going to change things. It's going to make you feel different things. If you watch my original Outlander review, you'll find that I felt very differently about the book when I read it at 19 and when I read it again in my 30s. I was just a lot harder on Claire in my 30s than I was when I first read it at 19. Because I'd lived life and I realized that shit happens and your feelings for people change. So, yeah, that is 100% something that I am working on right now, and that will be coming in the month of April. You guys have a vlog coming on Wednesday, a weekend vlog, and I love you so much. Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for being here. If you have made it this far and you haven't liked or subscribed or done all of those things, please do so. It is truly appreciated. I will see you guys on Wednesday for a weekend vlog. Bye.